That can't be a real STI. Where's the big wing? You've just added the badges on there to make it look like an STI. And do you guys have any of those GC8 STI taillights as well? After all these years, it gets hard to distinguish between what's real and what's fake. There's lots of WRXs rolling around with STI wings, and lots of even NAs dressed up as WRXs. So how can you tell the difference between what's real and what's fake? Today we're going to talk about some of the quick ways you can check to see if what you're getting is an actual STI. Remember to always check your VIN, especially with the GDs, because they make it very simple. GDA is your WRX. GDB is your STI. One of the quick ways to tell if the car is genuine or not is by the paint. Yes, you can paint your car, but certain model STIs only came out in specific colours, such as the blue steel micro and white for the version 6 STIs, again Australian delivered, or the WRC blue in the 2-doors. But paint isn't all there is. You also have lots of facial features on the vehicles themselves that help distinguish from factory what's STI and what's not. One of the main things looking at the front of the car for both GC8s and the GDs is the fog light covers. Normally the STIs came with the fog light covers, whereas the WRXs only came with the fog lights. The big thing that used to annoy me the most were the wings. In the GC8s, there were so many different types of wings. You had the low style wing, you had the mid wing, and then obviously you had the big wing. The early STIs came with the mid wing, which were an STI wing for the early model WRX STIs, but became factory on the later models. Similarly with the bug eye. Yes, my vehicle, this one here that everyone knew, was an STI, but as you see, it did not have the big wing. Because in Australia, the big wing didn't become a factory option until the late Myo 2 options. So the last generation of the bug eye, it became a factory option to add the big wing. But that doesn't mean that this wing is an STI wing, as it came factory on the WRXs as well. After 2002, when the Peanuts came out, it became a factory feature on the STIs to have the big wing. Another question we commonly got asked was, can I get an STI scoop for my GC8? Well, I'm sorry to tell you guys, but there's no such thing. The STI scoops on the GC8s were all the same size. You didn't get any larger ones or big fancy ones. The big fancy ones you see are actually replicas of this, the Peanut STI scoop. But the other thing you need to be aware of, you can't just get said Peanut STI scoop and put it on your GC8. They are an aftermarket option that people have modified to fit, because the scoops are all different and the holes where they mount are different. When we jump to the GDs, the bug eye was probably one of the harder ones to distinguish between STI and non-STI. As stated, the wings were small like the WRX, but the things that gave it away was the front end. They are completely different to the WRX variant. They have the beautiful headlights that just update the front end. They have the solid one-piece grille, whereas the factory had 3-piece. They also had the fog light covers, as stated, that most STIs did come with factory. But not only is it the exterior that changes between the STIs and the non-STIs, but the interior as well. The interiors tend to have upgraded seats, so version 5, 6 STI seats here, version 7 STI seats here, compared to your normal run-of-the-mill black interior for the WRXs. You also got upgraded clusters and upgraded wheels. Mate, the wheels should have been earlier, but you understand. Some STIs after the GC8s, you started getting bigger brakes. This is when you saw the Brembos coming into form, where you knew you had a serious car when you needed Brembo brakes. So the Brembo brakes started as a main feature as of the Myo 1 bug eyes. And they have run through all the way to current STIs, which you do not get on the WRXs. The WRXs are standard with the small 4-pot brakes and 2-pot rears as of the bug eyes. But the earlier GC8s, even the 4-pots were an upgrade. The My 98 only had 2-pot sliders, whereas the STIs of that time had 4-pots. But this isn't all there is to being an STI. You do have the upgraded motors, the upgraded gearboxes, and all those fun suspension modifications. But that's all for another time. If you'd like to learn more, join us on Thursdays at 7:30 PM for our 3P Garage Live on Facebook and Twitch, where we talk about these kind of things a little bit more relaxed and more open to comments and questions from customers. Or if you're into more IT side of things, join us on 7 PM on Tuesdays for our Tech Happy Hour live stream over on the Dot Mill, where we talk a bit more geeky and about computers. All the links are going to be down below. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I hope to see you next time. See yous. My other big pet peeve were these. These are not STI taillights. These are JDM taillights. They came factory on the WRXs and even the NAs in Japan. Australian delivered STIs came with your everyday run-of-the-mill orange taillights. So please, if you're asking to buy these online, ask for them by the right name, which are JDM taillights. Thank you.